Well, here we are right back again. This is 5 Minutes with. I'm your host, Jamar Suber. And as you know, I talk to amazing entrepreneurs around the globe who push us to go higher. And let me tell you, I'm with Eric Satterwaite of the Revenue Doctor. He's with Revenue Medic, but I like to refer to him as the Revenue Doctor. He's the guy that will come in as your fractional chief revenue officer and help you hit a home run. Welcome to the show, Eric.
Thank you very much, Jamar. It's a pleasure to be here.
Absolutely. We had a chance to talk off camera. I love the business model. I love the concept. First, educate us a bit on what it means to be a fractional chief revenue officer.
Thank you. Very good question. So, people know vice presidents of sales and chief revenue officers, they think about them in a full time capacity. With the shortage of labor, with the shortage of talent, it's really difficult for many customers, many tech companies to go and find really talented chief revenue officers on a full time basis. So think about the fractional model as being one where I am a part time head of sales or part time chief revenue officer for a number of different companies in the tech space.
Wow. It's really the solution, the top solution when I think about it. A lot of times in entrepreneurship, we're cash strapped and we can't afford to bring on someone for hundreds and hundreds of thousands of years, dollars a year plus benefits. So I love the fact that you have a business model where you can step in, provide a ton of value, but it doesn't kill our payroll. You know, uh, what
That's it.
what drove you to step into this space, Eric?
So this all goes back. I started thinking about it 4 years ago when COVID hit. I was working full time as a head of sales for a tech company and a small tech company. And I saw what was going on and the layoffs that were happening in the ecosystem, but the requirements were still there. So companies, to your point, couldn't afford to spend 250,000 and up
Yeah.
for full-time heads of sales. So they turned and they really didn't know what to do. They were trying to stab around and take salespeople and make them heads of sales that had never done that before.
Hmm.
And I thought, wouldn't it be cool if instead of doing this just for one company like I was at the time, I kind of spun up a business and did this for a handful of companies at a clip.
Yeah. So
And
wow.
that is really kind of 2 years later, I decided to hang out my shingle and do that.
Yeah.
And within a couple of months, I had my first customer. And now it's really business is great.
That's great. That's outstanding. So for those listening and watching, who's your target? What type of company is the profile, the sweet spot where you can go in and really help them expand?
Yeah, yeah. So I really focus on the CRM ecosystem. So mostly Salesforce partners. So
Hmm.
when I say partners, I'm talking about system integrators. So the people that would implement Salesforce.com for their customers. A lot of these companies are great with tech, but they don't understand sales. They can't afford a full time head of sales or CRO. And so I serve in that role for them. Sometimes it's just leading the sales teams. Sometimes it's building out strategy for them. Sometimes it's serving as a player coach where I'm selling, leading sales, doing a little bit of everything.
I love it. I love it. Eric, share a little bit about your background stepping into this space. What makes you the guy that I want to bring in?
Yeah. So I've had great success. I've been in sales and sales leadership for more decades than I'd care to even admit. And I've had great success with everything from large companies, software companies, to mom and pops. Uh, that has, and really, it's all I've ever wanted to do was be in sales.
Yeah.
So I've done that. And where I've had the most fun is helping small companies grow. So companies that are really in emerging growth status try to get to a larger place where maybe they're positioning themselves for acquisition.
Hmm.
And so I've done really well with that over the years with a lot of small tech companies and helped them grow and helped some of them even sell.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of what I did and did it well. Um, And I just decided, one day, man, I want to kind of do my own thing and not
Yeah,
do it for someone else, but do it for me and
absolutely.
and my family. And that's kind of
Yeah.
how I ended up here.
Eric, I love it. I love the journey. I love the story. As we go ahead and close out, just leave our viewers and listeners just with one thought, one thing. You came to a place where you wanted to do it on your own, take entrepreneurship by the horns, inspire someone as we close out.
Yeah, so I would say this: follow your dreams. Don't just have them as things that you think about that you don't think you can ever achieve or attain. If you really believe it's, I'll leave with, I don't know if it was Napoleon Hill or who actually came up with this, but it's whatever the mind can conceive and
Yes,
believe, it can achieve.
that's it.
So if you believe it, if you really believe it, you can do it,
Yeah.
right? If you can think it up and really believe it in your heart, you can. It doesn't mean you will, because it takes action, it takes verbs, it takes actual action to kind of make that happen. But don't stop just with the thought, don't stop just with the dream. Be inspired, go out and do it. I did it. If I can do it, anybody. I'm a guy who grew up
Yeah.
lower middle income family from West Philly. I have lived in amazing places. I've done amazing things. I've made more money than I could have dreamt that I would have ever made. And I don't say that to sound like a braggart, because it's not that at all. I say that to inspire people. You can do whatever is in your mind if you put your mind to it and put some action, put some thought, and put some action behind it. So
Absolutely.
hopefully someone hears that, is inspired by it, and really goes for whatever their dreams are.
Yeah,
Follow your heart and
absolutely.
work hard to make it happen.
Absolutely. Well, Eric, thank you for coming on to the show. I loved the idea, and I love talking about Revenue Medic. We can have this conversation forever. But just like Eric said, if you have the thought, take action. Just step out and do it. You've just watched 5 Minutes with. I'm your host, Jamar Suber. So long.